A press conference, a politician's one-on-one bite, information and visuals of stories across India, access to government officials, union ministers, and even interviews with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Only one news agency in India ticks all the boxes. Asian News International, or ANI. It's a prominent news agency in India seen to be pro-government. Name it and they're there with their bites and visuals 24/7. Thanks to their vast network of reporters, stringers and camera persons, the news agency files hundreds of stories daily. 400 Indian news channels and 1,000 newspapers have subscribed to ANI services. Since all channels cannot be there everywhere all at once, these wire agencies help add to the existing news coverage. And ANI isn't alone in this wire agency business in India. There are others like the Press Trust of India, PTI, and IANS, which is now owned by the Adani Group, that are ANI's direct competitors. But ANI's access in the corridors of power particularly is unmatched. And that access is a subject of great debate. How it gets this kind of access and what it means for the whole business as far as news gathering is concerned. A copyright row with a YouTuber ignited a fresh debate on ANI's business practices and also a larger conversation on fair use and access to important news for all. Like we showed you a couple of days back, ANI's competitor PTI came up with a smart marketing strategy, saying how they were the better alternative to ANI for creators wanting to use content. Now the Indian government has also stepped in and made an announcement as far as their wire agencies are concerned. As for ANI, a new visual of theirs also sparked a meme fest online. Hello and welcome, I'm Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. This is Milind Deora, Rajya Sabha MP from the Shiv Sena. He's currently part of an all-party delegation led by Dr. Shashi Tharoor. After US, Guyana and Panama, this delegation is in Colombia. Deora put out a clip of former Colombian president condemning Pakistan and Pakistan-backed terrorism. What sparked the row was that it was Deora who was holding an ANI mic, an Indian MP part of a delegation holding a private news agency's boom. Veteran journalist and author Rajdeep Sardesai tweeted about it, saying a politician holding ANI's mic was a first. Sardesai added that the visual looked like journalism is being outsourced to our travelling netas. The senior journalist's tweet gathered lakhs of views in a few hours, and the comment section in that tweet had a lot of flack directed at Sardesai, calling him petty and someone who was trying to make an issue out of nothing. ANI editor-in-chief Smita Prakash responded to Sardesai, saying nothing was outsourced. She added that Sardesai's channel, that is India Today, got these visuals because they had subscribed to it. Prakash said that the channel could have sent their reporters to get the event covered, but instead they chose to rely on wire agencies. In fact, ANI's reporter who was at the spot in Colombia with this delegation also put out a detailed explanation, saying all Milind Deora did was to extend courtesy by holding the ANI mic in his hand because the reporter was at a distance. Milind Deora too slammed Rajdeep Sardesai for creating a fuss out of something that wasn't to be at all. But there's also another question that is being asked from a media and broadcasting perspective. You see, all party delegations like this one are going to various countries in an official capacity, representing the Indian government and its stance on the recent conflict with Pakistan. Now, the merits and demerits of whatever is being said by the all-party delegation is another debate altogether. But this aspect is about how these visits are being covered as far as access to videos and visuals and footages and comments are concerned. Ideally, given the official nature of this forum, one would have imagined that the state broadcasters of India would be there as well. That's a no-brainer. Now, Doordarshan is India's national broadcaster and their footages and clips are in public interest and reportedly copyright-free too. So that means other content creators and digital channels can use it without worrying about copyright. From a broadcasting point of view, having DD and its feed there would have ensured that the message of these MPs is amplified in all mediums as much as possible as far as the Indian audience is concerned. Because like I said, there would have been no bar or fear of a copyright strike or claim. Instead, as things stand, all clips and footages of all Indian delegations is being primarily put out by ANI, at least all the ones that we could come across online. From the time the delegation lands at an airport to who they meet, where they go, what they say, what they do, everything is being covered by ANI and then being put out. Now sure, for all ANI subscribers, this is of great help. And given ANI's reach, the messages would also travel a long distance. And like I said, for the ANI subscribers, it's a big deal because they haven't been able to send their resources. And hence, because ANI has their camera persons and their reporters on ground, they're able to source it, all of this thanks to their subscription, the media house's subscription of ANI. But for those who don't have that access, including small digital channels like ours, due to the high subscription fees of these agencies, it adds to a layer of impediment. It creates some sort of an impediment. And we are already seeing what happens when someone in the online space uses a few seconds of ANI footages without permission, assuming it is part of fair use. That was in reference to, of course, Mohak Mangal, who claimed that ANI extorted money from him following 2 copyright strikes on his YouTube channel. ANI on its part has rejected all allegations, saying it was only penalizing the use of their licensed content which was being used by Mangal's channel without prior permission or subscription. In fact, Congress leader and former Rajya Sabha TV editor Gurdeep Singh Sappal also made a point in this regard. Now, Sappal tweeted that parliament proceedings, government briefings, views of politicians and political parties are for public use. He adds that every citizen has a right to know these things, and any sort of attempt to suppress that would be a violation of their right to know. Although Sappal agrees that if a news agency creates any creative content or intellectual content, then it has full right to copyright on it. But an attempt to create a monopoly system in any way whatsoever, in that case, democracy will be in danger. This is what Gurdeep Sappal had said in his tweet. Now, moving on to the next aspect. After the Press Trust of India, the Indian government too jumped amidst this copyright row. The Indian government announced that content from Doordarshan, All India Radio, and the Press Information Bureau, all media arms of the Indian government, is now freely available for digital content creators. A newswire agency of Prasar Bharati, which is the owner of Doordarshan, has been plugged in multiple tweets. It's called PB Shabd. It was launched in 2024. This wire service allows creators to use news footage, audio visuals, and written stories from these public broadcasters without copyright concerns. Prasar Bharati has opened up its content spanning over 50 categories and 15 languages. This includes rare historical visuals, archives, documentaries, explainers, and news clips, which are now available through the PB Shabd platform. According to Prasar Bharati, more than 1,000 stories are uploaded daily, covering topics from agriculture and technology to foreign affairs and social issues. Now, what will also be interesting to see is which agency is really matching up to ANI. And when I say matching up, it's in terms of the sheer reach, resources, and access that ANI has. And of course, eventually the content that it puts out for its subscribers. Which agency is able to do it, whether the government agencies are able to live up to that for the benefit of digital creators, is something that will be closely watched. That's all we have for this report though. Thanks for watching.